I want to go first tonight to Dr. William Schaffner. He's the medical director for the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases. Dr. Schaffner, I'm happy to see you tonight, but this is concerning to some degree, right? I mean, the president is saying, doctor, that the testing issues they're having are not a failure, and saying that nothing's been good enough yet. But was the administration, do you think, banking too much on either vaccinations or the confidence or the running towards the vaccines to get us through this winter? Or did this variant truly, Dr. Schaffner, take everyone by surprise?
Laura, I think it's a combination of both things. Yes, we all wish we had been smarter about testing, but clearly Omicron surprised us and came on us and is so much more contagious than any of us really would have imagined. And in that context, at the holiday season, where people want to meet with their families and get together and have reunions, the need for testing and the desire for testing just skyrocketed. I don't think any of us could have anticipated that. But that said, I like your optimistic note. Paxlovid has indeed been approved by the Food and Drug Administration, and that's a little ray of sunshine.
Dr. Schaffner, it certainly is. I do wonder, though, do you think to a certain extent people will look at this and say, you know what, if there's a way to treat it, then why vaccinate? Is that a risk people are thinking about, trying to mistake that the pill is somehow a substitute for vaccination and prudent vaccination and testing?
Well, we do like pills in the United States, and I have already heard people express that very same point of view, that now there is treatment. We don't have to get vaccinated, which I think is a false concept. Prevention first, treatment second. Why would you want to begin to get an infection and have the risk of getting seriously ill when you could have prevented it on the front end? And you know, getting Paxlovid is not like going to a machine and getting a candy bar. It takes a series of events. First of all, you have to be tested to find out that you're positive. And look at all the problems we're having with getting tested. Then you have to take that result quickly to a healthcare practitioner and get a prescription. And of course, that doctor or that other healthcare provider has to assess you to see whether you're eligible for the medication. Not all of us will be eligible. So there are those issues plus potential side effects of the drugs in some people. So there are cautions there. So put all that together, I'd much rather get vaccinated and prevent the disease or make it much milder on the front end than have to cope with treatment on the back end.
Making the case that, again, prevention is better than cure, and there's not that straight line from, A to Z here. And Dr. Schaffner, your colleague, Dr. Fauci, is laying out what we do know now about Omicron just today. Let's talk transmission, because he's confirming that the variant is, as you say, highly transmissible, making up at least 33% of cases in the country, and could even already account for, I'm understanding, 90% of cases in some states. I mean, Omicron wasn't here even a month ago, and now it's the dominant variant. How concerning is this for people?
Well, it's absolutely stunning that we have a virus mutation, a variant that could exceed even Delta in its transmissibility, in its being contagious. But clearly, Omicron has done that, and it's taking over, it's outrunning Delta. It will, by the first of the year, clearly be the dominant strain across the United States in all corners of our country, I'm sure. This is concerning. Now, in addition to its contagiousness, there continues to be debate about how seriously ill this variant can make us. And there are data on both sides of the question. We shouldn't take refuge in the hope that it makes you less seriously ill. I promise you, this variant in an unvaccinated person can put that person sick, really sick, in the hospital. So let's get vaccinated.
I mean, there's a transmissibility, there's the severity, but if Omicron is so contagious that many more people can get it, would it negate the benefit of it being generally less severe? In other words, is the prevalence of it enough to cause concern even if the severity of it is not?
if it spreads to many, many people, even if it makes a small proportion ill, that's still an awful lot of people who will get sick, be in the hospital, stress the healthcare system, never mind being a threat to their lives and causing agony to their family and friends. So, yes, I keep coming back to vaccination. People who haven't gotten vaccinated get that first dose. Those who are eligible for boosters get theirs. And parents, let's bring in the children, 5 and older. They're all eligible for vaccine right now.
Well, let's talk about what Dr. Fauci says about how vaccines are holding up now against Omicron. We're talking about the necessity of getting vaccinated. He says that 2 shots of Pfizer or Moderna are not enough on their own to protect against Omicron. And the protection from 2 shots, well, it wanes over time. So a third of fully vaccinated adults have already been boosted. Is it time to now change the definition of what it means to be fully vaccinated given all of this, Dr. Schaffner?
Well, certainly in our minds, we ought to think of this as a 3-dose series. Yes, we've had our first 2 doses, but in order to complete the series, we need the third, the booster, in order to secure our protection for a longer period of time and to solidify that protection. That's clearly important. We need to all get that into our minds. Get that third dose.
Again, prevention better than cure. Dr. Schaffner, thank you for your time. Nice speaking with you.
Thank you.
Now I want to bring in CNN senior commentator John Kasich, the former Ohio governor. Governor, nice to see you this evening. How are you doing?
Hey, Laura, he was so good. I'm sitting here listening to him. He was like, he was so clear and so good. I hope he's proud of himself for his appearance tonight. It was, I thought, very effective. I hope you agree.
I do. I hope. Should I go back to him instead of you, Governor? Because we can cut your whole segment if you like.
It might be better. Whatever's going to help people.
No, you know what? I've already said goodbye, but he is incredible, and the information so powerful. And hopefully it counters the misinformation that's out there. I want to turn to you, though.
Yeah,
I'm glad that
he
you
did
are
good.
here, Governor.